Morganeers. Today we're going to talk about noise, vibration, and harshness. So, as we know, the way that the car is built, noises can sound like they're coming from one place, but are actually coming from another place. Case in point, let's say the bevel box, right? It sits behind you or next to you, yet the noise can almost seem like it's coming from the transmission ahead of you just because of the way things resonate. So I've had an issue for the last few months where I thought maybe it was a right-hand side suspension issue. There was this rattle. It was intermittent. I couldn't find it. So I talked to a mechanic friend of mine. Actually, I had him ride in the car, and he said, no, it doesn't sound to him like it's coming from the suspension. It sounds like it's coming from underneath the dashboard or something. So that was a clue. And then he suggested that I grab my trusty rubber mallet and start hitting things that are solid on the car to see if I could narrow down, what made noise. So I went inside on the subframe and made noises and banged on things, and there was a rattle when I clicked on or hit on the corner of the toolbox. So I checked to make sure that the toolbox fixings were tight, which they were. And then I started grabbing other things under the bonnet to kind of dampen them as I tapped on this, and it's the cover for the engine computer and for the fuse box. It's here in the center that's rattling. And I'll show you a picture. There's actually a witness mark on this side where the bottom of that cover has been rattling and touching the piece of aluminum that's underneath it. So let me show you what I did to take care of that noise. So if we come in here, the witness mark is right there. There's a little scuff. It doesn't look like much of anything, but it is a mark that was not there before. And this is, of course, the cover for all of the electronics for the engine. Here you can see the witness mark that is on the electronics cover, and you can see the scuff marks here. It probably won't take much of this tapping and grinding against the other metal surface to telegraph it all throughout underneath the dashboard. Using a simple hole punch, I was able to use this 1/4 and 1/8 inch neoprene rubber self-stick material to go ahead and line the entire outer edge of this electronics cover, starting with the lower parts in the 1/8 inch material and then using the 1/16 inch material on the other parts, just to make sure that I had enough threads to completely secure the cover once I was done. So this gives you an idea. This is the 1/8 inch neoprene material. Gives you an idea of what the thickness is. I only used this thickness on the bottom of the electronics cover. And there's a detailed shot of that showing how thick it is. It compresses quite a bit, but when it's spread over such a large area, it does take a bit of force to compress it. And there's another idea of how thick that is. I've used this same material to also soften the edges near the front radiator shell where it tends to rub and squeak also. So that's what it looks like when it's all done. And that's it for this project. Remember to like and subscribe and all the other good stuff if you are getting any usefulness out of these videos. Take care.